Hello everyone, we're all up and running back again. Putting on our timer today. We're here for 30 minutes of Pilates-based strength and mobility. So we're going to be here primarily with body weight exercises. All you really need is yourself and your mat and a good dose of, willingness, courage, and curiosity. It sounds pretty easy, right? Pretty simple. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to see our crew is here. Give me a thumbs up if music and mic are good. I'm doing something a little different. It was a little crispy the other day. It happens from time to time. Always upgrading. We do have 2 views today. Well, it'll be 1 on the mat, so when we get down there. In any case, let's get ready to move. All right, starting with our feet just a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. Let's just arrive for a moment. Land in your footprints. Reach up through the crown of your head. If anybody is watching with Tracy in Jamaica, what's up? Happy to have you here. Let's give ourselves a couple shoulder rolls all the way up. And back and down. And again, thank you everyone. It's so interesting. Live streaming is not super hard, but it's fickle. So sometimes things just change with upgrades of operating systems and all the things, and it ends up being a little bit of a challenge. Let's reverse. I'm never not talking about the challenges of technology. It's all good. It's a big part of my life, and I love it, and sometimes I don't love it. Beautiful. Hey everybody. Oh, Jamaica. I wish I was there. Wish you would bring the heat. Let's release our arms all the way down. Take your left arm, reach your arm up to the sky, and for a moment just feel that opposition of that left hand reaching up, that right arm reaching down. We'll take a side bend over. Good. And then from here, we're just gonna round the upper back forward. Take both hands on your knees and just round and open that lower back as much as you can. Take a little stretch. And then we're gonna take the right arm over to your left side for the other side bend. Good. And then bring it up into the center. Bring both hands behind your legs. You're gonna press your hamstrings forward a bit to lift your chest up. And then go over to the left side with your stretch. Good. And then round forward. Yeah, we're having like our 3rd winter here in Chicago this week. Not fun for the mental health. That's why I'm happy to be here moving on the mat. When all else fails, get heated through exercise, yeah? Big chest stretch. Press your hands into your legs. Press your legs forward. Open it up. Good. And come back to center. We're going to take our legs wider. So as we move to some of these mobility exercises, remember that we never want to just go over and then kind of passively hang out. We're always looking for a real supported posture, no matter what shape we're making. So as we reach our arms out to a T shape, really feel the reach as if someone's pulling you from 2 sides of the room. We're going to start to fold forward into a flat back position and then come back up to center. Let's do that a couple times. I think I can show that one to you from the side just in case. All the way up to the top. It's gonna cop my head off, but that's okay. My fault. Here's the flat back. Hey everybody. All the way forward. And then here we go. Back up to the center, so you get it. You're trying to get as close to a straight line between your head and your tail as possible, knowing that you have curves in your body, curves in your spine. It's more of an energetic line, so feel that line reaching out in 2 directions. And then bring yourself back up to vertical. Now this time, let's come back into our flat back. We're gonna bend over to the right knee, take both hands on that knee, and just feel this stretch of your inner thigh. Your foot is working to be grounded, your tail's reaching back, your head's reaching forward, and you're supported. Good. Press down through both feet, lift up through your chest, and come back to center. Big reach, opening that chest. And then let's take our flat back forward, bending into the left knee, taking both hands down, and that inner thigh. I don't love a side lunge, but this inner thigh stretch tends to get me in the right places, and hopefully for you too. Just taking a few moments to get some mobility in our hips, in our spine. From here, let's take it over again. This time bending and flat backing all at once. Keep your left hand there. See if you can find a spiral. Looking with your eyes, maybe deepening your knee bend for a bit more stretch. Good, bring your hand back down. Let's come up through the center in between. And then over to the other side, bend your knee. Right hand on your leg, twist and look and stretch and breathe. Good, now from here, just let your arm come down. Let's have both hands come down towards the floor. If you need to bend your knees to get there, go for it. And let's just take a couple bends of the knees down. Maybe shake out your hips at the bottom, bring them back up. And again, bending down. I like to push the floor away as I'm stretching my legs, stretching my arms as well. Let's go one more time, bend. Good. And all the way down. Now from here, we're gonna walk our hands over to our right foot, pivoting the foot so your toes face the same direction as your hands. And now we should be in kind of a triangle position here with our legs. Let's lean forward, bending the front knee, maybe walking your hands forward into just a little bit of a runner's lunge. I'm going into the jungle here. We'll make it, and then press back. And it's as much or as little as you can, just finding that stretch of your calves, moving between the two shapes. Of course, if you need a little extra support, you can always do this with your hands up on a chair or a countertop or something where your torso is a little bit lifted, more lifted. Good, we'll go back into that triangle one more time. See if you can take your hands down and shift your right leg back so you're in what you might think of as a downward dog. In Pilates, we call it upstretch. We're gonna lift and lower our heels a couple times. Looking for a bend in the toes, reaching through the heels, a crease in the front of your ankle joint. So really allowing your feet to move. Pressing as if you're stretching the mat in two directions between your heels and your hands. Let's go one more time. Rise up onto the balls of your feet, and then bring that left foot forward as much as you can. And just maneuver to find that triangle once again. And then we're going to shift forward into our lunge. And then reach back. So interesting. So I have this elephant ear. It's technically called an alocasia. And I've had it, it's a baby of my mom's plant. I've had it for almost 3 to 4 years. And it's been one of those plants that has been like a one leaf at a time plant. So I'd get a good leaf, and then maybe another one would come up and that one would die. And then that one would be great, and then that one would die and another one would come up. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like it just needed some time to figure itself out. Good. Let's lift up on the toes. We're gonna take that upstretch one last time. Lifting and lowering. Let's go 4 of these heel raises here. If you need to slow them down, you can. The moral of the story is every time I see that plant, I'm like, oh, you just needed a little time. You needed a little adjustment. Let's bend your knees down. It's just a good reminder. Untuck your toes, open your knees, and take a little stretch back. It's a good reminder that sometimes you can't rush growth. If that's not a Hallmark card, motivational piece, I don't know what is. Let's take your hands over to the left side of your mat and stretch your hips to the right. But if there's one thing that's there to teach us about motivation, it's definitely nature. Good, and over to the side. Yes. Good, so I see Paul asked, is triangle a yoga pose? Technically it is. What we were doing was just making a triangle shape with our legs, so maybe looks similar, but as you know, I am not a yoga teacher. Let's come up onto hands and knees. And so we're gonna do just a little hip mobility before we come down on the mat. The intention of this class is to hope that everything feels better when we get into our classical mat exercises. So let's bring our heel towards our sits bone. I'm gonna do the one that's closest to you. And then we wanna find our support through 2 hands and 1 knee so that this knee in the front can be free. And then we're gonna bring the knee up to the chest, press it out as far as you can, trying not to shift away from that knee, reaching it around to the back, lifting the knee as high as you can, and then bringing it through. So that's our quote unquote circle. And as we go through this range of motion, I want you to think about how you can do this while keeping your lower back, your abdomen, your upper back pretty still and stable. Thinking about that long line of stretch from your head to your tail again. And the way that I like to manage these hip, they're called cars, is to really think of reaching out a little bit wider each time. Good. All the way down. Have fun with the hummingbirds, Tracy. Good. Here's our last one in this direction, and then bring it through again. Let's reverse. Good. Out to the side, all the way forward, and through. That's it. Reaching, pressing out, around into the chest and through. Just being curious about how big we can make these circles. Good. And how strong we can find the support in the rest of the body. Let's do one more. Bringing it around to the back. Now as you come through, can you take that foot, move your front hand out of the way, and just find a nice long stretch here. It's your stretch, so it may or may not look like mine. It's okay. It can be whatever shape you need it to be, sometimes leaning a little bit towards the right and towards what is my back leg. Can give a little more stretch in the way that I need it. And then reaching over to the left. Good, and then come back to the center, release the same hand as leg, and give yourself a little twist. Good. All right, let's bring it down, coming back into hands and knees. Let's take a moment to come off of our arms. Flip your palms up to get a little bit more stretch in the underarms. Good. And then come all the way back to center. Shoulder blades down on your back, and let's go through the other leg. So picking your heel up, and then find your knee into your chest, out to your side, and around. So choose a position of your foot that feels like you can hold it there. This side feels like it's gonna be a little crampy if I start to point it, so I'm keeping it flexed here for myself. Just looking again for that big range of motion. And in terms of the shoulder blades, I just want you to feel that they land on your back in a way that's supportive to you. So you can feel really strong in that upper back. Like if somebody came over and, you know, put their hands on your upper back, that you would be strong enough to not collapse underneath the weight of them, yeah? Good. All the way around. Let's reverse directions. Pressing it back, out to the side, bringing it all the way around. By the way, these are not my favorite exercises, but boy, do they make a difference. Good, and they bring a little heat into the body, yeah? Let's go 3 more times. And if you're new to this channel, my guidance is always to choose a movement, a position that works well for you. I'm suggesting things, but you know, the beauty of YouTube is that you can take class with me, but the distraction is I can't see you. So I need there to be, let's bring that foot forward. We need there to be, find our stretch, an agreement that we're all gonna make the best choices possible. So I'm gonna do the best I can to make the best choices for class, and you're gonna do the best you can to make the best choices for your body as you move it. Let's take our twist. Yes. Good. All right, bring that hand down. Let's go ahead and take your leg back and then just swivel around, and we're gonna lay down on our backs, just nice and gentle. Take it all the way down. Find a space to arrive again with weight into your pelvis, and just let yourself settle for a moment before we work into our next exercise. So from here, we're gonna go into mobilizing our spine through a bridge, an articulated bridge. Bring your feet in, and then their heels are close to your sits bones, but let's widen the stance just a tiny bit so we can open up the hips a little more. So maybe feet are just outside of your hips, arms down by your sides. We're gonna start to curl back. Imagine that your whole lower abdomen could just sink down into the mat. Sometimes when we're teaching kids how to breathe, you place like a little rubber ducky on their belly and you show them how the water level can rise, and they can lift the duck up if they breathe into their belly, and then they can lower the duck down into the water if they exhale and let their abdomen soften and deepen. And so that's kind of what you're trying to do, is let your waistline sink. I would say it's more of a deepening feeling, more of a gentle squeeze or a hugging of your muscles into the bones than it is a harsh contraction where you can't breathe or where your veins are popping out of your neck, okay? So once we've got that tilt back, then we want to start to roll up. Take your time and feel your back rolling up, just kind of one segment at a time. When you get to the top, if you can imagine that your shoulder blade is kind of shaped like a piece of pizza, so the flat part of the crust is up here by your collarbones. I like to think of really pressing the crust of my shoulder blades, into the mat. But I think about that like, you know, you got that stuffed crust, and it's like I want to feel whatever it's stuffed with oozing out to the side, because it's got a good amount of pressure in the shoulder blades. It just brings a little more support. Hopefully that image works for you too. Now as we roll down, we're thinking about kind of unrolling or rolling or flattening the two pieces of pizza on either side of our spine, and then working through the neck segments, down through the ribs, finding the waist, and all the way out to the tail. So we're going slow because the sensation we can get when we really pay attention is quite awesome, in my opinion. So as we roll back, I once heard a teacher say, imagine you have 2 pockets full of marshmallows in your jeans. So you're smashing the marshmallows, massaging them into the mat, then you're rolling up through your middle back, and then you're rolling against your pizza slices till you get to the top. Tell me if I'm yelling at you. I know the microphone's a little closer than it normally is. And then just find that press, like how high can you press as you're up here? And then as you roll down, how much weight can you feel evenly pressing into your sides of your torso, widening your back, finding that low, middle, upper waistline, or vice versa on the way down. Let's go one more time. Rolling up, working through each segment, and then making sure that you're accounting for your shoulder blades. Now from here, if you can really have that sense of standing into the top edge of your shoulder blades, then let's reach one arm back overhead, doesn't matter which one. Feel your back really wide on the side, and then bring the arm back down. Maybe that arm has to go a little wider, and that's okay. And then let's go to the other side. And then bring it all the way down. And then last one, both arms reach up and back. Maybe it's a V, maybe it's an I, whatever feels most supported for you. And then start to roll down through your spine to widen and maybe even flatten the back your body against the mat. Really working it down. Good. Big stretch through your chest. Let's take a little bend of our elbows here. Can you keep your elbows and your fingertips connected to the mat? And then from here, can you slide your hands overhead and make a diamond shape? Really feeling the stretch around the back. So right now my rib cage is heavy, my pelvis is heavy, and I'm just moving those arms in a bit of a diamond up and down. Good. Just stretching out that middle back. We'll do one more time, bringing the elbows down. Now from here, unbend your elbows, reaching to your legs. Take a breath in, peek forward and curl up. Hopefully right into the area you just stretched. We're gonna use our arms to come up a little higher than we normally can. Hold it here. Feel the connections to the mat and deepen them. Release your hands and then lower all the way down. Let's take a big circle of the arms up. Oh, hello plant. And then around. Reach for your legs, curl forward, peek through your knees. When you're up to the top and you can no longer bend your spine on your own, then pull up a little higher. And can you levitate a little higher while your pelvis is a little heavier? Release. Good. And stretch all the way back. Excellent. Let's do one more. Curling up, keeping our collarbones wide as we curl forward. Exhaling to curl up a little higher. From here, keep your pelvis heavy, keep your focus forward, and if you're ready, you can bring those legs to tabletop. We'll reach the arms forward, and just a nice easy pump. Breathing in and out. The 100 often gets super frantic, so just let this one be easy. If you need your hands on the back of your legs, you can use that. If you need them on the back of your head, go there. If you need to lower your legs down, that's okay. Good. If you're ready, you can extend the legs all the way up. Pumping forward, keeping the back of your head long. If you want to take a diagonal challenge, reach your legs out long for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bend your knees in, lower all the way down. Turn your head to the right side. Turn your head to the left side. Come back to center. Open your arms to a T. Keep those knees in as strong and close to you as you can, and just roll onto your left hip, keeping your right shoulder all the way down. Take your stretch. If you can get to the ground without that shoulder coming up, wonderful, but use your own mobility in your spine. If that shoulder's popping up right away, then just find the edge of your twist and work there. Now to come up, we're gonna have to press that shoulder down, deepen the connection from the waist to the mat and come through center. Let's go to the other side. So we roll over and pressing that left shoulder down, encouraging that big stretch. Oh, Heather, I'm gonna have to show you the new toy that I got. I spent too much money on it, but I'm really excited about it. It's for my clients, right? Press that shoulder down, your waist down, come all the way back to center. Good. Take your hands to the backs of your legs, reach your legs up to the sky. If you can maintain that 90-degree angle without your hands, go for it. We're just gonna flex and point, working through each joint of your foot, reaching through your toes and the backs of your legs. And just remembering to stay wide and heavy on the mat. Last one. Let's flex the feet back. Now from your thigh bones, turn your legs out so that your heels come together and toes move apart. And then turn your legs in so that your toes come in and your heels go out. Turn your heels together and your toes apart. Turn your toes together and your heels apart. Good. One more time. All the way in. Come back to center, bring your legs together. Let's lower the left foot down. If you need to hold on to the right leg to keep it there, go for it. Our arm is down by the side. Our arms are down by the side. Point your right foot and let's go into leg circles. So we'll cross and around. It's as big as you can keep the rest of your body grounded. So let's keep it controlled. We can also do these leg circles, you know, for more freedom, but for now, let's just look for the control today. Let's reverse the circles, take it outside and across. Good. I'm thinking about those marshmallows and pizza slices, and it helps to stay connected to the back of the body there. Let's go one more. Reach it up, take your hands to the back of your leg, flex your foot, and then let's bend the arms, peek forward, and just bring your leg as close to you for a nice long hamstring stretch. Maybe you slide up to the top depending on where you want the stretch to happen. Good. We're gonna bend this knee, bend the other leg up, place your ankle over your knee. I'll take this out of the way. And then arms out to a T once again. Slowly bring your legs over to the side. If you can stand on that right foot, beautiful. If not, that's okay. Just bring it as far as you can. Again, we're working for the shoulder to stay grounded. And then I like to think on my bottom leg, I'm gonna turn the bottom of my foot towards the mat to bring my legs up and work my waist as well. Now let's go to the other side. The knee kind of stays pressing in, and then at the bottom, your top foot can press down into your top knee a bit more. Now as we come back, I'm gonna turn my foot down and bring my waist back. Should we try that again one more time? Let's go to the side. Good. And back to the center. And then over to the side. Good. Now we've got a whole leg circle series to go on the other side, but before we do, we're gonna take that top foot down, circle your arm around, bring yourself up, and suddenly we're in a really nice position for some inner thigh work. Now, if you can take your hand onto that ankle, that'll help. Maybe it's your knee, whatever works for you. And then the last piece of this, we're gonna think about that bottom rib cage pressing to the top. And we're gonna stay nice and tall and then lift that bottom leg up and down. It's not gonna move a ton. This is a tricky situation. Oh, my feet are tickling with that plant. No, thank you. Good. Just trying to stay as, what is the word I'm looking for? Oh my God, what a blank. Square. I think I tried to say 3 words at once. As square to the front of your mat as possible. Good. Last one. Hold it as any amount and then just little pulses. Up, 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 up. Good. Staying wide in those shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower it down. Let's take that top leg on top. Just take a big long stretch up and over. And then from here, we're going to take that arm forward. Release. Come all the way back down to your back and find yourself nice and long. Let's take our legs up to 90 degrees again. We'll lower the one we just worked. Take your hands behind the other one if you need to, and then just find that groundedness, arms down by the side. Let's go into leg circles, crossing and circling around. Crossing and circling around. Crossing. Good. So a lot of Pilates classes on YouTube they're just super intense, really challenging for the sake of, you know, sweating and feeling hard. Let's reverse. If you're new to my channel, I'm really interested in you creating a long-lasting relationship with your body. This is not about the best 30 minutes of your life. I hope it is. I hope it's up there. Let's do 2 more. But it really, for me, is so much about you partnering with yourself. Let's flex your foot, bend your elbows, come on up. It's about you feeling capable and better and able to get what you need in terms of movement, because ultimately that's the stuff that keeps you going for the long term, yeah? Arms to a T, you've just placed that ankle over the opposite knee. We're gonna rotate onto the side to stand on it. working all the things, and then turn the sole of the foot back to come back to center. And then go to the other side. I like to just get a little outer thigh stretch here by pressing that top foot down. And if all of this is impossible, you know, I understand the limitations of flexibility. Again, I can't see you. So you can always just do a figure 4 stretch or go a little bit and pick the thing that feels like it is maybe the most interesting or effective for you. Usually the one where your body goes, oh, I need more of this. That's the piece that you want to pay attention to. Good. Coming back to center. All right, we're going to go ahead and come over to the side. I'll see you on the flip side. Bringing ourselves up, extending that bottom leg long, holding onto your ankle or your knee, lifting your rib cage, and lifting and lowering that leg up, and good. Up and down, up and down, good. Let's go 3 and 2. Last one up to hold and little pulses, up, up, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. Lower it down. Let's reach the top leg over. Press through your bottom arm. Take that nice long stretch of your top waistline. Good. And then from here, let's come onto your stomach for a moment. Make a triangle with your hands a little bit away from your sternum. We're almost there, everybody. You want to be able to push up into your swan. So if that means your arms are a little farther away or closer, then you choose what works for you. We're going to roll those shoulders down. Press down through the triangle, lift up through the crown, and then come all the way forward. Just extending your spine. Big hands. Think of like having webbing on your hands. If you've ever seen like a platypus or I think even beavers sometimes have them, kind of webbed feet in the bottom. I might be wrong on that. I'm thinking of those cartoons. Anyways, make your hands big. Let's go 2 more. Big press up, lowering down, and our last one is going to stay up. So come all the way up, stay all the way up, shift your weight into your left hand, and then find your center, circle your arm back, circle your arm forward, shift the weight into that hand, circle your arm back, circle your arm forward, lift a little higher, lower all the way down. One more time. Press, find your shape, shift your weight, circle, and circle, place it down, find your connection, circle, and circle, lift your chest, and lower all the way down. Really nice. All right, let's roll over on the other side. We're gonna come to the front of our mat for rolling like a ball, and then a little abdominal series, and we'll be done here. So we'll shift it because we have it. We're gonna have our heels together, toes apart, hands on the knees, round the spine, and then find your balance. I'm doing a lot of things, so now let's find the roundness of your spine. And just think of rolling back towards those pizza crusts and all the way up. Ooh, skipped a couple bones there. Try it again. Reach it back, reach it forward. All right, let's go for 8. Here we go. 8, and find that balance. Keep the heels nice and close to your sits bones. Squeezing behind the knees, getting this opportunity for a nice engagement through the back line of the leg. Nice massage on the back. Easy arms. Everything is held from the center. 2. Let's go 1 more. All right, we're gonna take both hands on our right knee, lower down to your upper contraction, pull that knee into your chest, and let's just switch sides. Switch sides, switch sides. Good. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, bring both knees in, both arms and legs reach out, circle the arms around and catch your feet. Reach, circle, catch, reach, circle, catch. Last one, And then right away, we're gonna reach one leg up, one leg out, just little scissors. Pull 2 times, sweep. Pull, pull, slice. Pull, pull, slice. Pull, pull. Pull, pull. Pull, pull. Pull, pull. Last one, bring your knees into your chest and let your head release all the way down. Good. We'll bring your feet down, walking them forward. Arms reach way back. Circle your arms around. Watch out for the aloe. Ouch. Let's curl forward, hands on the backs of the legs, pressing down to lift up, coming all the way up to the top. Nice work, everybody. All right, we got it all in towards the end. Let's take our hands on our knees and just take a nice rounded spine and an arched back. Coming through center, crossing the arms as best you can. Round your back. Maybe that's a better stretch for you. Arch your back, release your arms and crisscross with the opposite one on top. Round your back. And come all the way up to the top. Release, relax, breathe deep. You did it. Nice work. So today was really about getting some good joint movement and integrating some Pilates mat exercises. We used to, when we were in teacher training, we used to say that sometimes the Pilates mat series can feel a little bit like a hazing process because it's hard. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It just means that for me, as a 47-year-old woman, there's some considerations that make it much more pleasurable and approachable, and that often happens when I get my hips and shoulders and back really warm. So I hope you felt the same way. I hope that my audience here is along with me. You know, again, there are plenty of people on the internet that are just hell-bent on making you feel burning and tortured and punished and sweated and all the things. I want to challenge you, but I definitely am not about those other things. So I hope that shines through for you. If you are journaling with us in the month of April, the idea that we're working with is groundedness this month. So to take a moment and just consider what it feels like to be grounded and how that groundedness translates to the rest of your world. Yeah. All right, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful week. Be sure to check the schedule. Next week, Tuesday is a lymph bounce, and Thursday is our first step aerobics class live. You don't need a step to participate. You can just step on the floor. Well. Someone is extremely excited about step aerobics. All right, thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week.